So hey there, beautiful people. There is nothing wrong with the aging process. It is inevitable and it's happening to all of us. Nevertheless, the rate and quality of our aging is in our hands. And I am going to give you my best anti-aging secrets today that won't break the bank. Actually, they're just smart aging techniques, and it is coming right up. So, hey there, beautiful people. This is Lindy Ford, registered dietitian, clinical and licensed nutritionist, and nutrition detective. So, I am embracing the aging process. There are so many benefits of aging. I know that I am more secure now. I am happier. I have more wisdom, and there are so many good things. I know that I have a better voice than I used to have, and I want you to also embrace those benefits of aging. But if you've ever been to a high school reunion like I was at last year, you'll know that the rate and quality of aging in each one of us is really, really different. I know I have people coming to my office all the time. Some of them are much older, and yet they have younger bodies. They look younger for reasons that are in their control. And then I have 30-year-olds that look older. So what is that? Well, yes, genetics has a part, but we really have a bigger say in that. I'm going to give you my best anti-aging secrets today. They're not all of them, but you know where I am going to start. You probably have already guessed it. And that is that we need to choose the right nutrition. I am not saying that out of a bias. I know you probably think that because I am a nutritionist, but I think this is the best anti-aging thing that you can do for yourself. And that is a low glycemic diet. And that is to keep your blood sugars lower. But even before prediabetes, even before you get diagnosed with prediabetes, 70% of the American public is something called insulin resistant, meaning we have been eating too many grains and sugars, and even those healthy carbs that we think are healthy, which really aren't, like whole grains. Whole grains are not wonderful, guys, and they raise blood sugars too much because insulin is probably the most aging thing that you can do in your body. Another thing about diet and good nutrition and choosing the right nutrition is just to get high nutrient dense foods. What are they? What are the high nutrient dense foods? Those are the ones that have a lot of antioxidants in them. Antioxidants, they neutralize free radicals, right? They are the ones that are anti-cancer, and they're great for your skin because if we neutralize free radicals, there's less of them in our skin to break our skin down and the collagen in our skin down. Very low sugar vegetables are your best bet when in the nutrient dense category. And I just like carotenoids. They're the ones that make vitamin A for skin synthesis and collagen synthesis in your skin, and they're like the spinach and the sweet potatoes and also carrots and squash of the world. I'm going to also link that below just to show you more benefits of those kind of things. Lycopene, that's in tomatoes, and then also vitamin C and quercetin. And you can find those in apples and peppers and dark berries and cruciferous vegetables. So think about this. Think about a diet, kind of like a low carbohydrate Mediterranean diet. That seems to be the most anti-aging, and that is going to include lots of seafood, good oils, good fats, nuts, lots of those vegetables, things that are found in that Mediterranean region. And along with nutrition, I kind of lump this into the nutritional category because I think nutrition is the #1 way that you can stay at a healthy weight. It's kind of interesting because I've been reading this book for continuing ed. Again, I've got a lot of credits I have to do. It's called Living to be 100. This book lays out just how centenarians, people that live to be 100 years old, what kind of habits are they doing? And one of them is that like 99% of them have really maintained a healthy body weight. They're not obese. So we know that that creates a cellular rejuvenation on the inside, is just to stay at a healthy weight. And I believe that nutrition is the biggest way to do that. And I'm going to link some other links below about how to keep a healthy weight. And that's really going to help you. And then the second thing is to supplement wisely. Yes, I believe in good supplementation. I really think that there are some anti-aging supplements. I'm not going to list all of them in this video, but many of them I have done videos on, and I'll link them below. If I haven't done one, I'm going to do a video on them. And the first one that I have done a video on is omega-3 fatty acids. The thing about omega-3s, and I want to really just shout it from the rooftops, because it is so powerful and is such an anti-ager, because it stabilizes cell membranes. It helps with hormone balance. It helps to reduce blood clots. It helps with arterial elasticity and decreasing triglycerides, which are very aging. And the big one is that it decreases inflammation, and we know that that's anti-aging. And so omega-3 fatty acids are the one that I like are ProOmega 2000. This is by Nordic Naturals. I think you get this is a good triglyceride based formula. You always want your omega-3s in a triglyceride base for better absorption. And again, I'll link more about this below, but just to let you know, my practitioner site, who only sells to practitioners with licenses and registrations, actually this year just opened this site up to my patients as well as my YouTube followers. So I'm going to link that below. You get 20% off, which I think is a great deal. It's probably going to be lower than anything that you can get on Amazon. And then there's vitamin D. I'm going to do a video on vitamin D. It is so important. You need to have your vitamin D checked. If it is where the lab values say at around 30, that is too low. I'm going to die on the vitamin D hill. I've read so much research on vitamin D, and I would not feel comfortable unless mine was up near 70 or 80. If you've had cancer in the past, it even needs to be higher than that, but it is very anti-cancer. It also decreases the symptoms associated with depression. And the people that are the most obese have the lowest vitamin D levels. So it is anti-aging. It is really important, and it's important to keep cells healthy. There are so many cellular functions that it does. The other thing I wanted to tell you about vitamin D is that the precursor to vitamin D, which is calcitriol, it's associated with the prevention of skin diseases, and it gives you better protection against UV damage and protection with your hair follicles. So I thought that was really interesting. I'd never seen that before. And then there's alpha lipoic acid. I've done a video on that. I'll link that below. Be careful about that one, because you need to take that in the morning, and you need to take it at night because it is a chelator. But what it does is so interesting. It lowers blood sugars and a whole bunch of other anti-aging things. But ALA also lengthens our telomeres. Now, what is a telomere? That is the protective end. It's like a cap. It's almost like the ends of a shoelace, that keeps it from fraying. And what it does actually is helps those telomeres at the end, those caps help those telomeres not to fray and the chromosomes to stay intact. And ALA actually preserves that. And then there's collagen. This is new for me, and I'm going to link this study below because I thought it was so interesting. This is out of the Skin Pharmacological Physiological Journal, and it stated oral intake of a specific bioactive collagen peptide reduces skin wrinkles and increases the dermal matrix. And One way that you can get more collagen is through bone broth. Every time I make an organic chicken, I always make bone broth out of it. I try to. But the other way that I want to show you that I just started about maybe 6 months ago is to use actual collagen in my smoothies. And I use this one. I go back and forth between Collagen MD. You want to make sure that it's collagen, at least collagen 1 and 3. But it's Collagen MD. And then I also just discovered this one that I'm starting to use. It also has some hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. It's called Collagen Replenished Powder by Reserveage. And this is another good one. This is only about a third of the other one, so I think the other one kind of gives you more bang for your buck, but I'll link those links below. And so there's some great efficacy with collagen. Okay, so our third point is to enjoy quality sleep. I know this is easier said than done, guys. I realize that. I know when I was really sick I had Lyme disease as well as a hormonal imbalance, and I had Hashimoto's thyroiditis that was undiagnosed. I did not enjoy good sleep. And that was so devastating to me. And I'm going to tell you, probably a good 30-40% of my patients, maybe even more, do not enjoy quality sleep. And the two things that I'm finding in my practice is that they have hormonal imbalance or they have an adrenal issue or adrenal fatigue. So those two things have to be addressed. Two of the ways that I deal with them is through something called Vitex or Chase Tree, which helps naturally to increase progesterone. Progesterone's a big, huge problem, especially with women. And in my practice, they just aren't making enough, and they're in something called estrogen dominance, and you're just not going to sleep very well if your hormones are all whacked out, right? But the other thing too is adrenal problems, and that is from stress, just flat out from stress, and a hormone called cortisol. So it's really important to keep cortisol down. One of the things that I use in my practice to help with adrenal balance is something called HPA Axis. This is an adaptogen formula. I'm going to do a video on adaptogens. So important to help with adrenal fatigue and to repair the adrenals. And I'll just show you this is HPA Axis. And then also I use something called Cortisol Manager, and that's by Integrative Therapeutics. I'll link that below. This is a nighttime formula, and it's very calming. It takes cortisol down at night. And again, if you're going to use any kind of supplement, you need to talk to a healthcare professional before starting them. So the fourth thing that I like to recommend is to sleep right. Okay, yes, we need sleep, but let's sleep right. And this is kind of goes along with the skin wrinkling thing. And I wish that somebody had told me about this sooner, because I just have always been a side sleeper. And I just heard somebody recently say that they went to see their dermatologist, and the dermatologist actually could tell what side of their body they slept on just because of the face wrinkles on that side. And so I am trying to teach myself to sleep on my back. Sometimes I regress a little bit. It is going to take probably about a good 6 months to retrain yourself, but this is a great way to do that. And that is a pillow that was it's called the Facelift Pillow. It was developed by a doctor here in Wilmington. His name, hey, big shout out to Dr. Ken White. And it's a wonderful pillow because what you can do is actually put your head in this pillow. Even if you sleep on your side, your face is not directly on the pillow. And you can take the stuffing out to adjust it to your head and your sleep position. I love this pillow. I'm going to put that link below because you can actually order this online. It's about $100, but I really believe that it's a great investment of your money if you are a side sleeper, or you tend to even want to sleep on your back, but you flip over and sleep on your side at times. And the next thing I wanted to tell you goes along with the pillow, and I wish someone had told me about this sooner. I just started this year, and that is using a silk pillowcase. Oh my goodness, how wonderful is that? Just to let you know that silk is so much easier on your skin. Actually, it has less of a skin wrinkling effect than cotton. It's more hypoallergenic, so there's not as many dust mites. It really helps for your hair not to break as much. My fifth anti-aging tip is to exfoliate, 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 and then exfoliate a little bit more. Really, it is absolutely crucial for cell turnover. See, as we age, we just don't turn those cells over as rapidly. Our skin doesn't act like that. And therefore, we're not going to make as much collagen. And so I am such a big believer in this. And someone said to me one time, you notice that some men really look a little younger or age a little bit better than women, and some of the reason for that is because they shave every day, so they're exfoliating every single day. I love some of the peels. One of my friends is an esthetician, and she did this amazing IPL peel on me, which really got down several layers of skin, and it was great, but I don't really have time to always have those things done. And so I just really try to exfoliate every single day. I use several different things to do that. And I know I've talked about this one before, but I'm not gonna stop talking about it because I love it so much. This product, I love this product so much. This is actually the professional size because I use it probably twice a day. I have very oily skin, so I can get away with that, but it's a very gentle, it's the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant, and you can get this on Amazon, you can get this all over the internet, there's millions of places you can get it, you can probably even get it at Ulta, but it's a rice-based powder, and what I love about this is the fact that I just learned this recently, that the rice in that, the rice powder, actually increases ceramides in your skin, which increases collagen. So that's a definite anti-aging benefit of it, but it has salicylic acid to keep your pores nice and clean, and all kinds of great exfoliation properties in it, and you can use it every single day. So I love that. There's another thing that I use for exfoliation, and that is to take my makeup off at night. And this is called a Wonder Cloth. I got this on Amazon. I'll link that below. I don't know how much it was. I think it was $10, $20. I'll link it below. You can see, but it has these like little microfibers in it, and it really exfoliates and gets all of the makeup off, as well as some of the dead skin cells. The other anti-aging secret that I want to share with you, and I know you knew this was coming, is exercise. You just need to do it. Folks, it is so anti-aging. It really works on every cell of your body. It works on a cellular level to de-age you. If you don't need motivation to do it, you just do it. Don't wait for the motivation, just do it. The motivation will come later, right? But I did do a video, I'll link that below, about how to make it work, whether you don't exercise at all or you're an avid exerciser. There's some advice in there for all levels of exercise. It helps your skin look better. It helps the tone of your muscle. But the other thing are those telomeres. Remember I talked about those caps on the ends of our chromosomes, and it helps them to stay nice and long. So the seventh anti-aging secret is to try something called COSMECEUTICALs. I know that's a long word, but it really is just face creams and serums and cosmetics. But I want to show you my favorites, okay? Now, these do not take the place of a bad diet, no exercise, too much stress. You got to get those right first, guys, okay? You can't skip on those and think, oh, I'm just going to use a face cream and then I'm going to look all youthful. No, doesn't work that way. Sorry. Wish it did, but it doesn't. So this is just an adjunct. This is in addition to a good diet, stress reduction, and exercise. And this is just like icing on the cake. And that is that I love to start after exfoliation. And remember, just to let you know, that the exfoliation part helps with all these serums and creams, helps them to penetrate the skin. I like to start with serums. And let me tell you this, I could just go through 1,000 different ingredients, but the two that I want to highlight today are the two that have the most science behind them. They're the ones that have the most research, and that is vitamin C and retinols. And I like to do both of those in serums. Right now, my favorite, I have a couple favorites for vitamin C. That's a 20% timeless. I'll link this below. And ferulic acid is another great anti-ager too. So I use this. I use these at night because vitamin C is very volatile. The other thing is, guys, you need to make sure it's in a, keeping it airtight. It will oxidize. If it gets yellow colored, you need to throw that away. It's oxidized already. The other one that I like right now, I just started using this. This is a 30% vitamin C, and that is with Pure Biology, vitamin C plus hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic acid is another great anti-ager. It draws moisture into the skin, which is wonderful, and it's great, if you take it internally, it's great for joints and things like that. But I like this, the fact that it's 30%. Now, I used to buy my vitamin C serum from a company that was very, very expensive. I mean, the vitamin C serums were over $100. I think these are retailing for about $20. I think that they work just as well. You can comment below if you don't think so, but please give me some evidence that they don't work as well, because I'm seeing some good results with these and I really like them. So the other thing, and the other serum I wanted to show you too, and I have not tried this before, I'm so excited about it. I found this on Amazon again, Tree of Life Retinol Serum. And it's for all skin types again. I use the retinol serum in the morning and then I use the vitamin C at night, and I just layer things. I just do as much anti-aging stuff that I can. But what I like to do, there's several of them right now that I'm using, and I like this retinol cream. This one is by Lillian Naturals, and I'll go ahead and I'll link that below. But it just has a lot of great, the first ingredient in this is aloe, which is very soothing and anti-inflammatory to the skin. So I really like that one. And my favorite, all-time favorite cream right now, I'm over the moon about this one, is called Mad Hippie. Don't you love that name, Mad Hippie? I'm not quite in that hippie generation, but I think that's a cool name. But anyway, the cool part about this is really the ingredients. There are so many anti-aging ingredients in one little thing of Mad Hippie. If there's argan oil, there's resveratrol, which is very anti-aging, and matrixyl synthate, and niacinamide, and green tea extract, and coenzyme Q10, and vitamin E, and just amazing ingredients. All of this is natural. There's no sulfates. There's no bad stuff in here. Argan oils in here as well. Love this. I love Mad Hippie. So that is my nude cream. And I just wanted to mention SPFs, okay? I'm probably a little bit different when it comes to the whole SPF thing. I do believe in using an SPF, and I do use an SPF, a mineral one. And I think that that is very, very, very important, that you use a mineral SPF on your skin. I don't use 85s or anything like that. I believe that the sun is not completely our enemy, because here's the reason I believe that. As we've used more of these chemical SPFs through the years, our rate of skin cancer has gone up. So I'm not sure that we're doing it the right way. I think nutrition has more to do with it. Keeping our vitamin D levels has more to do with it. I'm not saying to go out in the sun and bake. I don't do that. I do use a SPF when I go out, but I always use a mineral one, and especially around my eyes, beautiful people, need to use your SPF around your eyes. And this is amazing. It's called Super Goop, and I use this in the morning. I use a different kind at night. I don't use a SPF at night, but what I like about it has a 37 sunscreen around my eyes, and then it is a mineral sunscreen. So I really, really like that. The 8th thing that I wanted to mention to you is to update your wardrobe. You do not need to be trendy. You can dress stylishly, but I see so many people, even younger people, 30s and 40s, who really do not keep up with the styles, and it's not that expensive to do that, especially with stores like Old Navy or TJ Maxx, which are nationwide stores. It's really, really not hard to keep up with the latest styles. If you need help, you need to take a fashion conscious friend, a fashionista with you who is not afraid to hurt your feelings a little bit and who is honest, kind but honest with you about your fashion and what looks good on your body. And then number 9 is to nurture relationships. Every one of our centenarians did that. They do that. They nurture their relationships. And I know for me, being as busy, I go about 120 miles an hour all day long. Sometimes I put those relationships on the back burner, but it's important that we are intentional about our relationships. I know just in the past 2 or 3 weeks, I've had 2 girls' nights out, and how nourishing to my soul was that. That was so wonderful. And I thought to myself, why don't I do this more often? And so we really need to nurture relationships because that helps with the aging process and helps us to be happier and more joyful. And then number 10, I say the best for last and the most important actually, and that is to nurture your faith. And that is just to nurture your relationship with God. And I know for me, that brings me such joy and peace and brings that cortisol level down, brings the stress down in my life, because as strong of a person as I am, I cannot do it all, and I cannot handle every situation by myself. And I know that. And it's actually okay that I can't do every single thing by myself. There are some things that I just have to give over to God. And I do that every single morning by, prayer, meditation, scripture reading, those kinds of things. And we need our souls nourished. And that's probably the best anti-aging advice that I can give you. So just remember that aging is inevitable and should be embraced, but the rate and the quality of aging is completely in your hands. So thank you so much for watching. And if you have any great anti-aging advice, please comment below. I want to hear what you have to say because I'm always learning and growing, just like the silk pillowcase this year and the new pillow. Didn't know about those, but I always want to be learning and growing. So please comment below. Also, if you haven't joined our YouTube family, please join today. We'd love to have you. Everything that I do this year, every single video will be anti-aging. Whether I say it or not, it's going to help you, and it's going to help slow down that aging process and help you to age better. And also, I am new to Instagram, so you can follow me there. Please join me on Facebook, Lindy Ford Nutrition and Wellness, and on Twitter. I'd love to have you. I'm always posting good, helpful, beneficial information. And just remember, beautiful people, that everybody, every single person deserves the freedom to live in optimal health. I'll see you in the next video.